All right. Well, you may have seen this game on Steam called Wurm Online, or perhaps you already play Wurm Online and you're looking for videos about the game. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview, very quick overview of the game, some of the history, because it's been around for several years, and show you some gameplay on it. Um, The first thing I want to say about the game is there are two versions of the game. There is the Steam version, which if you go on Steam, it actually says Worm Online here. And now let me check. Actually, now I'm curious. Worm Unlimited. Haha, yeah, see. So this would be the second version. Um, Worm Unlimited and Worm Online are the same game, just different versions. Uh, Worm, they're multiplayer. I would call them survival simulators with some fantasy elements. So it's kind of like a medieval timeline, but there's also some magic and Lord of the Rings type stuff in the game. But they're multiplayer. The world that you play on is persistent. So when you log off, that world is still going on. The trees are still growing, animals are growing, crops are growing, and other players are changing the landscape. You can cut trees, you can mine rock, you can terraform land by digging and moving dirt around to create whatever you like. So with that, going back to the two different versions of the game. So Worm Online, this is their official website. This is not the Steam website. Um, I don't even know how long it's been around, but I do know that one of the creators is also the creator of Minecraft, and so it goes back a ways. And there are a lot of similarities with Minecraft too, although I would say Worm Online has a stronger focus on realism rather than, um, or it has a stronger focus on realism, except for all the magic and stuff like that. But it is a open world, choose your own path, choose your own adventure game, um, and a heavy emphasis on crafting and skill building. So if those are your things, this might be the game for you. Um, there's a tremendous amount of items that you can craft and cook, and there's trading, and there are also a tremendous amount of skills that you can work to build up. It's a slow game. It takes a lot of time to get your character to a higher level, but you can still have a lot of fun right off the bat. There's a lot you can do right off the bat. Okay, again, going back to the differences between the games, I would say biggest difference right off the bat between Worm Unlimited and Worm Online is Worm Unlimited, you pay once. It's a $30 Steam game, but once you pay that, you've got it. And there's really no other, honestly, there's really no other opportunity to pay for anything after that. So it's, yeah, so that's one big difference. The way Worm Online works is it is free to play, so you could jump in right now after you watch this video and start playing. There is some in-game currency that you can purchase, and there are some items that you can purchase in a store. Um, but for the most part, um, well, you most likely will get to a point after playing for maybe 2 weeks. You'll probably start seriously thinking about purchasing some in-game currency so that you can continue developing your character. But again, it's not necessary. And I will say that there are opportunities to earn in-game currency um, within the game by trading with other players. So um, yeah, so if you're so inclined, you can play this game as long as you want, completely free. Um, Personally, I think it's a terrific game, and and I'm very happy to support the developers. Um, so that's what I'll say about the financial differences. Now, there are some gameplay differences too. Um, I said it was a kind of an open world. This is their wiki by the chance, so this is where you go to find a lot of information about the game and skill building. So, um, let's look at this world map here. So, whoops. I thought there was a map of all the servers, but um, Wurm Online, the original Wurm Online, which is still being developed. This is the game that is free to try today. Um, has a three major servers. Um, uh, it's a little complicated, but there are islands. Um, they call them clusters. So I guess there's much more than three servers. Apparently, there's um, probably I don't know a dozen servers. Um, but some of those servers are clustered together, and what that ends up meaning is that when you create a character, you're going to at some point choose which island or which server to start on. Because they're all active, they're all ongoing, so you can go wherever you want. There are some slight differences between the servers. Um, Actually, not slight, there's some major differences between the servers, so you may want to do some research before you decide. Um, if you don't want to do some research and you just want to pick one, I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to leave it to you because honestly, pick any one of them and just start playing and you'll figure it out. Um, there's a lot of great players online, so you can use the in-game chat to get help and ask questions. There's the wiki right here that we're looking at, and there's also a forum. If you go to wormonline.com under community, there's a forum right here. And again, tons of information. I bet there's also a Reddit, and a lot of people that play this game are on Discord. Okay, so yeah, so when you start the game, you're gonna have to pick a server to start playing. Whereas going back to the Steam Wurm Unlimited version, where you pay $30 once to play, this is very interesting because with Wurm Unlimited, players create their own servers, host them online, and everybody else can join in. And there are a couple Wurm Unlimited servers. Let's see here. There are a couple Wurm Unlimited servers that have been going on for a while and have some pretty great mods and features on them. So I would say they're very stable. You can see the player count is very low. This is an older game, not a lot of people play it. It's also a slower game, so um, if you're looking for just like a hack and slash game with like packed with action and visual effects, this I would probably steer you away from this. But um, if you're interested in more of the um, I'm gonna say almost like the math of it. I don't know how else to better describe it, but there's just a tremendous amount of item management and planning and strategy, and you can really be creative in this game. Um, and there are also some very engaging PvP elements, which I'm about to get to, because one of the servers, which I've been playing on a lot frequently, is this one right here. It's called The Bar, a Worm Unlimited server. and it has a lot of really unique and cool modifications. Um, and yeah, so I'll just leave it at that. But there's plenty to choose from, and um, one of the things you'll notice is a lot of the servers, a lot of these private Wurm Unlimited servers have multipliers on the skill gain and multipliers on the action speed. And you'll see what that means once you watch me play or once you try for yourself. But like I said before, it's a slow game. So what a lot of private players have done when they create these servers, um, I guess in an attempt to make it more interesting and fun or whatever, a lot of them have opted to increase the rate at which you gain skills and the rate at which you do actions, um, which honestly, teach his own. It's who's to say what's a better way to play the game, as long as you're having fun. So let me just add some notes here. Um, Bit of a private version. That's pretty much it. Let's just jump in and give it a try. Um, I'm going to, we'll just start it right here. So first I'm going to show you Wurm Unlimited. Um, and I'm going to pause the video right here. And what I'll do is, well, let me just show you kind of what this interface is like while I'm here. So you can see you start out, it's a server browser. So you've got this internet tab here. Some servers are password protected, so obviously you're going to hide those unless you know someone that's given you a password to their server. Um, and you can hide the full and empty ones, but I wouldn't even do that. And so this is a little tricky. I guess some servers, um, they've modded the number of players that it presents here, so these numbers are actually not true. These numbers are closer to the truth. So if you're concerned or interested in how many players are going to be on the server, use these numbers here to make your decision on what server you want to play on. Not these. Um, to play Wurm Unlimited, once you buy it on Steam, you just create your own name here. You can leave the settings as default. Trying to think if there's any major settings I would recommend changing right off the bat. One thing I might recommend when you start, you might want to try playing with cave detail on low. Um, it's hard to explain, but it's a tile-based game, so you'll see it'll be a little easier to understand if you do that. But I like it on high because I think it's more interesting. Try to think what else. Honestly, I think the default settings are fine. I wouldn't even change it. Um, yeah, let's just jump right in. I'm going to pause the video, um, and well, I guess I can probably just cut the video after. Let's try that. So we're going to log into here. You can favorite servers if you want. Um, yeah, so let's do this. Connect. Okay, so um, this is what your interface is going to look like when you, well, it's actually not going to look like this when you start because all of these windows and things are all can be modified, right? So you get to kind of pick and choose where you want things, how you want things to look. This is how I like to set things up for myself. Yeah, so you're going to walk around with WASD and you click and drag to look around. Um, Wurm Unlimited, so the Steam version that I'm playing right now, does not have third-person view. That was a new feature that was brought to Wurm Online after Wurm Unlimited released. So, and I have to say it is a really cool feature. So it's a bummer that we don't have that on Wurm Online, but is what it is. So here we are walking outside, and you'll notice the purple selection. So as I move my mouse across the world, the different objects and terrain that I can interact with get highlighted. And you can see um, the world is made up of a grid of tiles. There's also tile borders and tile corners, which will come into play if you're interested in terraforming. Um, yeah, so we have we have our character here. We can see a person there. Um, Inventory. So uh, you'll carry items in your inventory. Every item in the game will have a quality or QL from 1 to 100, actually from zero point zero 0.01 to 100. The damage also from 0 to 100, and a weight. Now these weights are supposed to be in kilograms, and they're somewhat realistic. I mean, I don't know if a butchering knife would weigh 1.2 kilograms. Who knows? But that that is it. So, and the weights are important, especially for what you're carrying, because depending on your skills. So I'm going to just open up a bunch of windows here. So you can see you have a list of skills and characteristics, and all of these increase over time. Um, so here you can see you have a body strength, stamina, control, mind logic, soul strength, soul depth. And all of these characteristics affect your ability to do things in the game, and they also affect your success rate when doing things. And these will go up over time as you do different things. There's also religion, alignment, um, and all these different skills down here. So you can see I do a lot of digging and mining and stuff. Then they also have subcategories. So if you're into carpentry, you can focus on, archery and bows. You can focus on, I guess there's toys. I've never really gotten into that. Shipbuilding. Apparently that's my affinity, which is actually kind of interesting. Um, that's actually pretty cool. The affinity means that you'll gain skill faster than normal in that category or that skill. So, all right. Oh yeah. So depending on what your body strength is, you'll be able to carry more without walking around slowly. So right now the total weight I'm carrying, equipment and inventory, is 29.7. I don't know if you can see that, and and that is well below my 100% speed limit. So if I were to carry 74 kilograms, my speed would reduce down to 75% total walking speed. Um, I don't know, hope that makes sense. Yeah, but so you can see here, um, I am on a beach or at the coast, and there's some buildings here, and everything you see is built by players. Um, Except for I think this area was built by the administrator when they started, but like all this is built by players. And I can't stress enough how huge the world is. Like I know that I'm on the southern coast right here, but I actually don't know where because there's not like a GPS system, which I kind of like. You literally have to walk around and explore and kind of map the world on your own. But you can see there's horses and there's all sorts of animals, cows and pigs that you can breed and You can milk the cows. You can put equipment and armor on the horses. You know, butcher them and make all sorts of food products. And there's farming, so we've got some corn, hemp, and cotton. Let me just show you what the mine looks like down here. So a lot of people built carts to carry their stuff around to get around that weight limit. So you can see, so the mining system in this game. So what you'll do if you need to create a new mine, if you can't find an existing one, is you'll dig down until you get to rock, and you'll want to. The way digging works is you'll dig on one corner at a time, and and so after you get down all the way on all four corners, the dirt will disappear and you'll see a rock. And then you can tunnel into that with your pickaxe by doing tunneling. You know, I'm not going to do that because it'll mess up the mine, but you could if you wanted. Um, so yeah, so then once you break through that surface, a mine is created or a mine entrance is created, and you can kind of see how the mine tiles directly reflect the above ground tiles. So here's one tile forward. And then when you're in the cave, there's different materials that you can mine. So some sandstone here. Um, and you can actually mine, if you mine down to the water level, you can actually see some water. I don't know if you can see that. Here we go, I'm swimming in water. Um, oh boy. Well, no time like the present to show you what the combat's like. So this is a mature, angry mountain lion. Um, you're going to want to think of this like kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. You know, it's not Call of Duty, but it's still pretty good. I have auto fight on. That's why. So um, so you have a couple options with fighting. This battle's going to be over pretty soon. Pretty good. All right, but you can kind of see down here in the event log what's going on. I should have showed you, if you can actually see the damage areas. I'll show you what the damage looks like on me here. So you can see I took some damage to the legs, a little damage to the arm, and luckily I have some cotton, or I thought I did. I have some healing salve, which I created by mixing garlic and animal fat. So you can just you can treat your wounds basically. Oops, can I do that? No. I'll get some cotton. I know where there's some cotton. It's right over here. Just to kind of show you what that's like. I will drink some water here. So everything in this menu I actually created from scratch. So this right here, this measuring jug, I use it kind of like a canteen. Let's see. Here's some cotton. So I'm going to take that cotton. I'm going to activate that item in my inventory. Go back to my character screen. Click on the legs. Find this wound. Right click, first aid. And you'll see down here the action timer. Let's count down. And that's what I was talking about with the different servers and the different speeds. So on some servers that action may have taken less time because they have a multiplier there. Um, so um, this is actually great because I get to show you about butchering and all that. So I'm going to select my butchering knife and we will butcher the angry mature mountain lion. And all that means something too. Mature, so every animal and creature in the game has an age. It goes from, I think, young, adolescent, mature, old, very old, and then venerable. All right, so now I I butchered the corpse, and you can see if I open up the butchered corpse, there's some meat. I'll take that, a paw, and I got both the eyes. Um, you can see here in the event log, you can see 8:37 p.m. you start to butcher the corpse. 2 seconds later, you finish butchering the corpse. And then it tells you you produced a meat, a mountain lion paw. I failed to produce a pelt. So there's an element of chance in the game and skill. So, as you can see here, butchering skill, let's see. It should be green because I just used it. Let's see, here we go. So under cooking, there is a sub-skill of butchering. And you can see right now my butchering is only 7.46. It actually went up 0.2 because I just used it. So that may give you an idea how quickly things increase. But if that skill had been higher, if the quality of my butchering knife had been higher, I would have had a better chance at producing a pelt. Um, in this case, it's not the end of the world, but there are a lot of butchering products that are hard to get and very useful. So um, apparently someone left some herbs and stuff here. They're molding away. I'll take the basil though. The basil is all pretty good quality and no damage. I'm going to leave the moldy fennel and peat pods here. Excuse me. But yeah, so trying to think what else while I have you here. Oops. Sorry, it's a little, takes a little getting used to. I will say a few more things about this particular server. So it's a PvP server. So that means players can attack players. So you have to kind of be on your guard a little bit. For the most part, people are pretty calm, but there are some long-term feuds that are going on throughout the server. I don't want to speak to them because I don't really know too much about them, but players can group up, form their own kingdoms with their own rules and trading systems um, and compete for certain resources, certain finite resources on the game, in the world. You can also capture guard towers, like this right here is a guard tower, and you can build your own guard towers, and these are very special monuments because, excuse me, because every guard tower will spawn 20 tower guards, and this guard tower belongs to the Wanderers, um, where I am right now. One more thing. Yeah, this is so I'm just doing this normal, like it's normal everyday thing. But if you're seeing this for the first time, it may look weird. Um, some of the items in the game don't have clipping. I don't know who designed this area, but they put the guard tower right here, so I've just gotten used to walking right through it. But if you were looking at this for the first time, you may think you got to go around the wall, but not in this case. This is actually where you start. If you choose to create a new player on this server, you'll start right here. And I think you start with nothing. I'm pretty sure you don't start with starter gear on the server. I could be wrong, but this right here is a trader NPC, and you can sell things to the trader. So that basil I just found, he'll pay me money for it. Right now he's low on cash. He can't pay it, but as people buy things from the trader will be able to sell things. Um, yeah. All right. Well, think I'm gonna take a break now. I'll close the video, upload it, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video of Worm Online. So thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting or informative, and hope to see you in the game. All right.